Hey guys, it's Rachel here. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I want to be talking to you guys about my very first console that I ever owned in my whole life and how I got introduced into video games and how I became where I'm at today. But before I get to my video, make sure if you haven't already, make sure you like this video if you're a fan of video games, and leave a comment down below of some of your first consoles that you ever got as a kid for my video game fans out there. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post videos twice a week, Friday and Sunday on my channel, and hit that bell to make sure you're notified every time I make a video. And let's get started. So I got my first console when I was about 8 years old. I begged my mom to buy me a Gamecube because I was like, please mommy, I don't have a video game. My brothers have a video game, I don't have one. Please, I want a video game. And she finally gave me what I wanted, and she bought me my very first console, which was the Gamecube. I had bought the gray one. I have a gray Gamecube, and I play that thing every day. And my very first game that she bought for me for my Gamecube was Sonic 2 Battle. And at that time, that game, when it came out, was very popular. One of the best games I can suggest for people who have the GameCube or are just an overall Sonic fan. For those who play the game, it is amazing, very, very fun. One of the few best Sonic games that they put out for Sonic. Nowadays, the Sonic games aren't that good, in my opinion. But yeah, Sonic 2 Battle was the very first game I played. I enjoyed it so much because that's when they introduced Shadow the Hedgehog for the very first time. And you got to play as the hero side and the dark side as well. I prefer playing the dark side because I liked playing as Rouge, Eggman, and Shadow for sure. Second on my list of GameCube games that I played was Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now that game is one of the classic Smash Bros. Games, in my opinion, that really took off from there. I feel like Smash Bros. Melee was the first Smash Bros. That got really, really popular and made everyone really get into the game. I played that game so much to this day, it has a hard time reading on my GameCube because I played it so much. But yes, Smash Bros., like I said, it's a classic game. Everyone plays Smash Bros. It's one of the easiest, most addicting fighting games, in my opinion, that anyone can get into and play. My three fighters of choice that I always played with was Yoshi, Roy, and Luigi. Those are my top three fighters for Smash Bros. Melee. But yeah, the game was fire. I loved all the different stages, the story mode and the adventure mode where you collect the different trophies, and it was a fun game. Very fun to play with friends and family. Part of my list of games that I played for my GameCube was Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Now, I made a video talking about my favorite Zelda games of all time, and Ocarina of Time has to be my favorite game. I think it was the first Legend of Zelda game I got into and enjoyed playing, and also loved the story and the overall what's it called, adventure mode, where you get to explore the different areas and collect the medallions from the different temples. Jesus, the temples were the best part of the whole game. The temples, finding the weapons, and the exploring. I think one of the best things about Zelda is how they managed to make the dungeons and temples, the places you explore, very fun, and you actually have to think and process, okay, how do I do this? And that's one thing that's key about Zelda. Ocarina of Time's the best. The music has to be the most unique thing about the game. The music, the ocarina, playing the songs. My favorite melodies has to be the Song of Rain, Zelda's Lullaby, oh, and Sarah's song. Best 3 songs ever. Fourth on my list of games I played for my GameCube was Mario Sunshine. I also made a video talking about my favorite Mario games that I want to be remade and remastered whenever Nintendo decides to announce when that's going to happen. Mario Sunshine is on my list of games I played on the GameCube. Like I said, Mario clean up the town with his sprinkler buddy that he had was very, very fun to me. I enjoyed the different stages that they had on the island. Like I said, the island was very beautiful. I thought it was the most creative Mario game that they ever made. That game has to be remastered. If that game gets remastered, I'm totally playing it for Nintendo Switch if it's made available for Switch. Fifth on my list of games that I enjoyed playing on my GameCube was Phantasy Star Episode 1 and 2. Now, like I said, that game, I played that game so much. It is so fun. It's one of the best RPG fantasy star games ever, in my opinion. I enjoyed exploring. I don't know why the game is so addicting. I don't know if it's just the missions or just the overall story, just the gameplay. I don't know, like it's one of those games I just enjoyed playing. You get to create your own hunter and choose between a ranger, a force, or a hunter. And I always chose the force or the ranger. Now I'm predominantly force. I prefer using magic. I just think it's better. But yeah, exploring story mode and trying to find out where Rico is and all that stuff is I don't know. The game is just super fun. I can't wait for the sequel to come out for Xbox so I can check that out and see what kind of upgrades it puts to the game. But yeah, Phantasy Star is one of those classic games that I enjoy. And even if you don't have a GameCube, you can play it on the Wii and it's still very much fun. I think there's still some online servers you can do to play online and play online if you choose to. So very fun. Last but not least, this game is like an old school gem. I also talked about this game in one of my videos of a Throwback Thursday game that I used to play. And it's called Baten Origins. Now, if this game ever gets remastered or remade for Switch or maybe another future Nintendo console game, I will be the first one to say I want this game. It is super fun. Basically, this game is like an old school gem. For those who know what it is, like I recommend this game because it's an interesting story. The gameplay, you play with cards. As like the battle style, you play with cards. I enjoyed the gameplay so much. The battle style, I enjoyed the story. I thought it was very interesting and unique. All the characters that they let you play with. Gilo for sure was my favorite fighter. That she had the most unique style and interesting background story. So yeah, those are the games I played for GameCube. Obviously there's way more, but I didn't want to make this video 80 hours long talking about every single game I played for GameCube. But those are like the top 6 games that I play over and over again. Even if you don't have a GameCube, you can play these games for Wii, because my GameCube doesn't read games that well anymore because I played it so long and it's old anyway. So I play most of these games on my Nintendo Wii, which I'm super thankful for my Wii. Made it to the end of this video. Thanks for watching if you got this far. Sorry if this video was too long. But yeah, the GameCube was my first console. I enjoy the GameCube so much. It's one of those old school games, old school consoles that I hold dear to my heart because it was my first console. Most of the games that are on there I still play today or play on the Nintendo Switch if they remastered or remade some of those games. And it's just loads of fun. It really is. Shout out to GameCube. I love you. Leave a comment down below some of the one of your first consoles that you ever owned and what games you played for that console. I'd be interested to see what type of games you guys played down below. See you next time for another video. Bye.